sweet ladies and gentle folk of the Preston North End. We've actually won a game at home. Shit, this is only the second home win of the season. Oh, our home record's awful. Is there any point in being a season ticket holder if all we ever get at home is disappointment and the middle finger? It doesn't matter, I digress, I'm being silly. Right, here's your shots, here's your stats. I'm going to read my first and second half breakdown as per usual. If you're new here, hi, how you doing? If there's any Middlesbrough fans here, you lot class. Hi, how you doing? Right, first and second half breakdown. Please ignore this shit. I can't get rid of it. Alright, so, the first half. Borrow took the lead very early after a free header and our confidence just completely dropped at that point. We was incredibly poor and frustrating with static play and far too many back passes for the preceding 20 plus minutes. But when we got a chance to bring it forward, Reece smacks a complete and utter out of the blue rocket and it made us level. And that's just the fruits of taking a shot. You don't score a goal if you don't take a shot. So, yeah, the ball boy probably saw more possession than we did in the first half, if I'm being honest. But we were the better team for the rest of the half, and it was hopefully to continue that way. And the majority of the second half was more of the same static play with some incredibly stupid choices. The most entertaining thing in the second half was probably the constant chanting of pineapple on his head, and other pineapple-inspired chants such as pineapple running down the wing at the top left of the town end. Reece did score a second, but the linesman did really offer offside, which is the unwritten rule of Reece being offside at least once per match, striking back. However, personally, I didn't really see an offside, and not many people did either. We take an injury time corner, which was floated from post to post until Story headed it home, and how shit must you be? We won at home. Which, yeah, that's pretty funny because they said something similar at the start of the game. Anyways. So we had a total of 13 shots with 4 on target, and they had 9 with only 1 on target. And that was the, probably the header that went in, to be honest with you. But overall, it doesn't look even in terms of the attacking play, but possession-wise, yeah, pretty even contest, and with these kind of things as well. Very even contest all around, which realistically we don't want it to be an even contest with the team at the bottom of the league, but it is what it is. Preston North End are a strange bunch, really. You can't predict what's going to happen. And for once, we changed our lineup. We didn't play a back three, so we didn't play a 3-5-2. We played a 4-3-3 for a change. And I think it was a bit of a gamble, all things considered, but it definitely paid off because, like you say, we won the game. And we did look really controlled in most areas at most times. So all the respect to Ryan for trying something new. And that shows you don't have to stick to a formula. It's alright to experiment. Right, so we'll go to our player ratings. So Woodman got a 6. He didn't really have too much to do, but he did what he had to do when he needed to do it, and he had some good positioning, I thought. I'm just going to go off of what they said. By the way, if you're new, we'll just use Lanks Live because everything else is dog shit. And if I don't agree, I'll change it. And if anything here I don't agree with as well, I'll just form my own word. Potts a 7, which was fantastic. He slotted in the right back. He really did his job really well. He helped get the ball through in many places as well, and looked in control of where he was. Seemed to also shift around a little bit in places as well, which was good, I thought. Story in 8 is probably the man of the match, if not maybe Lindsay. He was fantastic today. Defended really, really well. And the last minute header was just a complete bonus to top off a fantastic performance. Lindsay was an 8 again, being fantastic with assisting both goals by floating the ball into place nicely, which he's not known for assisting, but again, Lindsay's having a fantastic season. He took a booking in the second half, of course, but that's not too important apart from when he builds up to 5. But yeah, he won that header which provided the assist. Fernandez a 7, he was bright and positive. He was far better than what he was last week, so that's good. Even if there were a few loose moments over the course, he did get himself into the game, made his challenges well, and ran through places well and kept the ball well as well. Really good. Whiteman a 6. I probably would say maybe a 6 or a 7, even though he did get taken off. One of the rare cases where Whiteman doesn't play a full 90 minutes. But for the time he was on the pitch, I thought he was pretty good. McCann an 8 again, probably who was chosen as man of the match, and I can see why. He was always after the ball. He did make a few silly choices where he went sideways instead of forward when there was a clear gap to go forward, and but a few players were guilty of that, so I'm not just going to point the finger, so that's alright. Brown a 7, he did so much better in the midfield rather than as a wing back, so to return back to your comfortable position is a good thing. It's also the game that capped 350 appearances for him, so that's good. Brady a 5, he didn't exactly do fantastic compared to what we know he can do, but I think he did his job really well. I think one of the things that really did let him down was his free kick, because the free kicks that he did take, most of them were pretty poor. So let's leave the free kicks to Whiteman, please. But yeah, Beredi didn't have an exciting game. It was pretty quiet, but when he got involved, he definitely did get involved. Woodburn a 6. He was always getting involved, and I think he operates more, I'd say, successfully in this formation, because when he's up front with Reece, there's only so much you can do because both are hell-bent on scoring. So when you're operating as when you're operating on the flanks, you can pick out players, or you can have a go. And he did take a kick. I think it was a free kick, or he just went for a shot, and it was so close. So yeah, and Reece a 7, the sign of a good striker, of course. Scored that goal, brilliant goal at that. He worked hard as well, always chasing down the Borrows, and it's another goal against Borough. The substitutes led, and he was zipping about, making sure he passed that ball plenty of times, not afraid to get involved as per usual. Hughes a 6, slotted at left back, no problem, a couple of good runs. Evans a 6, brought on in the closing stages when they went in search for a winner. Fresh legs at the top of the pitch, simple as that. And DJ 6, again, it's mainly just fresh legs. When he came on the pitch as well, he seemed to be shouting at who was he shouting at? Was it Reece? I think he was shouting at Reece. It looked like he was telling him to stay back, and Reece were hanging back with the midfield. It was very, very bizarre. I don't know why he was telling him to do that, but I suppose it kept us in control, so yeah, whatever. And then if we go to the gaffer's reaction, so Ryan said, I said to the group before they went out that our performances have been good, but we need the results. When you lose a derby, it is hard. I thought the lads took everything on board we asked of them and did everything required to beat a good team. We wanted to capitalise on them having a new manager with new ideas, and I thought we did that. Emil's goal was some volley. The lads knew that Emil can hit them down the M6 or into the top bin. I like that comment. When it's in the top bin, it's nice. At half time, we changed a few things and it paid off. They weren't Brown and Brady and Whiteman. They were excellent, yeah, along with the group. Have great relationships with all the players, which is needed. They have all had opportunities to play. They are not taken out of the team for performance. It is tactically or to freshen it up. That I don't personally agree with. I do think sometimes it should be for performance. When those players step up, we do well. I couldn't trust Ben Whiteman getting a second yellow card, but he pulled out a couple of tackles, which isn't Ben. So yeah, I think he was a bit too aggressive. He was a bit disappointed, but when we wanted to win the game, and we couldn't go down to 10 men. So yeah, simple as that. On the fans, they stuck with the group when we went down, and we needed that. I don't really think we did for the most part, because it did sound really quiet in places, but of course there was still some chanting going on. I for one wasn't chanting until we pulled back that equaliser, because we was poor up until then, was very, very poor. Oh, voice crack. They were fantastic. They recognised patience with the group because we're a good team, but not a very good team yet. Okay, at least you admit it. If we keep building, we'll become a very good team. We sent them home happy today, absolutely. Low on the back four, we have players who have played it plenty of times. Me and Marshy decided to go with it. What was the worst that could have happened? I'm not gullible enough to think you can just keep playing 3-5-2 and not changing. Well, that's what you've done all season, pal. So, and even when you're making the subs, you're not changing formation. You're sticking to a 3-5-2. So, I mean, it's still early days. We're not even halfway through the season. We're getting close though. So yeah, and I'm not going to bother reading Carrick's reaction. Carrick basically said that yeah, it was tough to get beat today, but oh well. Nice to see Carrick in management as well, by the way. Okay, so points to make before we wrap up. We had a disastrous first 25 minutes. The rest was, we were probably the better team for the rest of the match. There was a great show from Reece. Borough fans were excellent until we equalised, but even still they stayed alright. How shit must you be? We're winning already, soon backfired. And we was disallowed one goal and arguably robbed of a penalty as well from a handball. So the pros, we had 3 points at home, better attack inside despite even possession, home support was good, and a new formation worked decently. The cons was poor spatial awareness at times, and we had forward, and the forwards had to drop back and do other roles a bit too often for my liking. I think that's just I think that's just trying to adjust to this new formation, however. So yeah, not that many complaints from me today for a change, which is rare when it comes to a home game, because usually I'm sat here complaining. But honestly, I can't complain. I think we was the better side. That first 25 were disastrous. I'm not going to go into it because that's all you need to know. It was terrible. But we soon pulled it back. We went home happy. We're trying new things now. And Swansea's going to be a difficult game, but if we can keep this momentum going, I think we'll be in a decent position before the international break. So yeah, thanks all for tuning in. Sorry this one's a bit shorter and sorry it's late. Things happen these days. I'm not getting the free time that I need to do these things, but I'll try and do it as fast as I can, even if it means making a shorter video. But yeah, thanks a ton for watching, and I'll see you on Tuesday or Wednesday for Swansea.
Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us.